Namaste. It's great to be here. Welcome to Steadfast, a practice of intention setting, mobility, and a meditative state. It is about 30 minutes in duration, and you'll probably need a yoga mat. So, the first 5 minutes is intention setting, and that is where we'll begin. You know your practice, and that means that you are welcome to modify. Bring some movement into the body. The next portion, come to hero, is mobility, and it's about 20 minutes. We'll start with stretching lightly the side bodies, so lifting an arm, lengthening through the torso. And this will be the warm-up for hopefully some sun salutations. Moving to the other side if you haven't already. And both arms up. Looking up, lifting the chin. And round the spine. So it's like a seated cat-cow or spinal flexation. Lift the arms up again. Stretching the muscles of the stomach. Front of the neck. And exhale to round. Move to all fours, and let's do the same spinal flexation even slower in table. Rounding the spine, tucking the chin, releasing the weight of the head, relaxing the toes. Micro bend the elbows. And then drop the belly and lift the chin. If you're yawning already, it might be a good sign that stress is being relieved. Neutral table. Let's take a palm at the center and then lift the opposite arm, opening up towards one side of the room. Should feel like an opening in the chest. The lower body is the foundation, but it's quite relaxed. And then replace the palms. So the support is the opposite palm, or the one that was just lifted, and then open to the opposite side of the room. And neutral table. Moving the hips in a circle, one direction. Lubricating the joints of the hips. And pause, go to the opposite direction for the circle. And come to hero. A little bit of attention on the wrists. Meaning just check in and see how things are going with the fingers and the palms, the fronts and the backs of the wrists. Back to table. We'll prepare for first downward facing dog. In this first down dog, Get acquainted with the pose, opening the hamstrings, relaxing the head and the neck. And tapping into the strength of the abdominals. That point of focus is lifting the tailbone and micro-bend the knees so that the calves are getting a really good stretch. Walk the palms back to a forward fold. This is a ragdoll. Just let the weight of the head be, as in the neck should be letting go of tension or support. And bend the knees so that the entirety of the spine is supported. There's a lot of engagement in the feet as the foundation. So the back body can relax. And slowly unravel to a mountain pose or standing. Unravel to a mountain pose or standing. Once there, lift the palms above the head, stretching out the entirety of the body, and swan dive to another forward fold. This time, halfway lift. And straighten up to Utkatasana chair pose. Sorry, got a little Sanskrit on us all, but it is a form of a squat. Palms may be above the head. Lifting the pelvis, tucking the tailbone, and fold. Let it all go. Walk the palms forward in downward facing dog again. Still bend the knees, making it a really engaged down dog, meaning that the stomach is entirely active, supporting the spine, and the head can be heavy. Come to a forward fold. To mountain. And swan dive, forward fold. Halfway lift. And fold. Walk the palms forward to downward facing dog. Let's do a stretch for each side. First, lifting one leg. Now the pose is three-legged dog. Continue relaxing the head, and then bring knee to nose. Maybe rounding out the spine. And step back to three-legged dog. Or lifting the foot again. Knee to nose once more. And then neutral downward facing dog. Knees maybe still bent. Lift the second leg for three-legged dog. And bring knee to nose. Back to three-legged dog. And knee to nose. Neutral downward facing dog. And come to forward fold. Releasing the shoulders. Unravel to mountain. And then swan dive. Forward fold. Find a halfway lift. And fold. Walk to downward facing dog. Drop to the knees. We'll take a child's pose. Find table. And we'll meet in a downward facing dog. To forward fold. Unravel to mountain. Swan dive. Forward fold. Then halfway lift. Then fold. Walk to downward facing dog. Let's stretch the sides again, adding on to what we've previously stretched. Lift one leg for three-legged dog. Bring the knee to the nose. To three-legged dog, or lift the leg again, and then knee to nose. Lift the leg once more. And knee to nose. Then step the foot through or forward, plant it, and come to a stretch like high lunge. Could be a warrior one, could be a low lunge, or a variation that is to stretch one side. And lower both palms. Let the front leg meet the back in downward facing dog. Knees bent. Second side leg lifts. Knee to nose. Extend. Knee to nose. Once more, extend. Knee to nose. And step the foot through, planting it. Coming to the second stretch, maybe high lunge. And plant both palms. Let the front sole meet the back. And then find forward fold. Halfway lift. And fold. We did forget a mountain in there. Let's go to mountain pose. And then swan dive to a forward fold. We'll opt out of the halfway lift this time and go to downward facing dog. We have time to stretch again once more each side. So let's begin. Side one, leg lifts and knee to nose. Extend the leg and knee to nose. Once more, extend the leg, knee to nose, and step it through. Find the stretch on this side. Plant the palms. Let the front foot meet the back. Now side two, leg lifts. Bring knee to nose. Extend. And knee to nose. Once more, extend. Knee to nose. Step the foot forward. Find the stretch. Plant the palms. Let the front foot meet the back. And downward facing dog. Then to forward fold. Slowly to mountain. Palms up. Swan dive to forward fold. Halfway lift. And fold. Step to downward facing dog. Let's come to the knees. Then hips to the heels in hero. Check in again with the wrists. See how it's going. All the fingers. Every part of the fingers. And just use this time to not only check in, but send care to the palms or the feet, if those have been sort of unmoving to a cross-like seat. So if the feet have been doing a lot of work, take this time to appreciate those. We're approaching our meditative state, and it's about 4 minutes that will receive the benefits of practice, be with intention. So lift the corners of the mouth. Thank you for showing up to Steadfast, the practice of intention setting and mobility in a meditative state. It's an honor to practice with you, and I hope to do so again. Namaste.